Section 11.1, Variable Expressions. Evaluate 3x squared plus xy minus z when x equals -2, y equals 3, and z equals -4. The first step would involve plugging in -2 anywhere you see an x, 3 anywhere you see a y, and -4 anywhere you see a z. My recommendation is that you put parentheses around every number that you're plugging in for a variable. So at this point we have 3 times -2 squared plus -2 times 3 minus -4. Let's use the order of operations to determine the answer. We do not have any parentheses to simplify, but we do have an exponent. We have -2 times -2. So at this point we have 3 times 4, and then just rewrite everything else, plus -2 times 3 minus -4. Next, we have some multiplication. We have 3 times 4, and we have -2 times 3. So we end up with 12 plus -6 minus -4. My next recommendation would be to write out the problem without parentheses. So we have 12 minus 6 plus 4, and then if you add and subtract, you end up with 10. Evaluate -x squared minus 6 over y when x equals -3 and y equals 2. Start by plugging in -3 for the x and +2 for the y. Again, notice that I have parentheses around the -3 and around the +2. We have no parentheses to simplify, but we do have an exponent, -3 times -3. We end up with 9. So at this point we have -9 minus 6 over 2. The next step involves division, 6 over 2. So now we have -9 minus 3. Same sign sum, so add them, and your final answer is -12. Let's talk now about like terms. Like terms are terms with the same variable part. For example, 3xy and 5xy. They are considered like terms because they both contain xy. Another example is 4abc and 6ab. These terms are considered unlike terms because they do not contain the same exact letters or the same exact variables, and they also have to be raised to the same exponent. Let's talk about some properties of addition, starting with the commutative property of addition. If you have a plus b, then it is equal to b plus a. Let's talk now about the associative property of addition. We have a plus the quantity b plus c equal to the quantity a plus b plus c. Notice the order of the terms are the same on the left and the right. It's just that we have the parentheses around b plus c on the left and the parentheses around a plus b on the right. Okay, number 2, simplify 8z minus 5 plus 2z. Our like terms this time are 8z plus 2z. If we add 8 plus 2 together, we end up with 10. The z stays the same. The like term stays the same. The minus 5 we can't do anything with. We just have to tack it on at the end. So our final answer is 10z minus 5. Number 3, 6z squared plus 3 minus z squared minus 7. We have two sets of like terms, the z squared and the constants. Now, notice that we have 6z squared minus z squared. That's really 6z squared minus 1z squared. You can put a 1 in front of that z squared. 6 minus 1 gives us 5, so 5z squared, and then we have 3 minus 7, which is -4. So we have 5z squared minus 4. Okay, number 4, 6xy minus 8x plus 5x minus 9xy. We have xy terms that are like terms, and we have x terms that are like terms. 6xy minus 9xy gives us negative 3. The xy stays the same. And then we have negative 8x plus 5x. That gives us negative 3x. The x stays the same. Our final answer is negative 3xy minus 3x. If you were to write your answer as negative 3x minus 3xy, that would also be correct. Okay, now we have number 5. 5a squared minus 6b squared plus 7a squared minus 9b squared. We have a squared terms and we have b squared terms. Starting with the a's, we have 5a squared plus 7a squared. That gives us 12a squared. It does not become a to the fourth. That like term, a squared, stays the same. Then we have negative 6b squared minus 9b squared. Negative 6 and negative 9 give us negative 15. Again, the b squared stays the same. It does not become b to the fourth. So our final answer is 12a squared minus 15b squared. And then finally we have 1/4 m squared minus 1/2 n squared plus 1/2 m squared. Our like terms are the m squared terms, so we have 1/4 plus 1/2. A quarter plus a half is 3/4. The m squared stays the same. And that negative 1/2 n squared cannot be combined with anything, so it gets tacked on at the end. So our final answer is 3/4 m squared minus 1/2 n squared. Let's talk again about the commutative property and the associative property, but this time let's talk about them in terms of multiplication. For the commutative property, we have a times b equals b times a. Just like with addition, we had a plus b equals b plus a. For the associative property, we have a times the quantity b times c equal to the quantity a times b times c. The final property for this section is the distributive property. We have a times the quantity b plus c. When you have a single term times a quantity, you take that single term times each term in the quantity. So we're going to do a times b plus a times c. So our final answer is ab plus ac. Let's try these examples. Simplify. Number 1, 4 times the quantity z plus 5. We're going to distribute the number 4 to both the z and the 5. So 4 times z plus 4 times 5. That gives us 4z plus 20. Number 2, negative 3 times the quantity 2x plus 7. We're going to distribute negative 3 to both 2x and 7. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x, and negative 3 times positive 7 is negative 21. So our final answer is negative 6x minus 21. For number 3, we have 8 times the quantity 2r minus 3s. So let's distribute 8 to both the 2r and the negative 3s. We have 8 times 2r, which is 16r, and 8 times negative 3s, which is negative 24s. Our final answer is 16r minus 24s. Finally, we have negative 5 times the quantity 2x minus 4y. Let's distribute the negative 5 to both the 2x and the negative 4y. And be careful with your signs. We're going to have negative 5 times positive 2x, so that's negative 10x. And then we have negative 5 times negative 4y. That's positive 20y. Our final answer is negative 10x plus 20y. Okay. Simplify. 12 minus 5 times the quantity m plus 2 plus 2m. When you have a situation like this, you want to do the distributive property first and then combine like terms second. So we're going to distribute negative 5 to both m and positive 2. We end up with negative 5m and negative 10. So at this point we have 12 minus 5m minus 10 plus 2m. Now we're going to combine like terms. We have m terms and we have constant terms. Negative 5m plus 2m is negative 3m, and 12 minus 10 is 2. So our final answer is negative 3m plus 2. Simplify 8s minus 2 times the quantity 3s minus 5. First step is distributive property. We're going to distribute negative 2 to both 3s and negative 5. Make sure you distribute not just the 2, but the negative 2. So negative 2 times 3s is negative 6s. And negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. So at this point we have 8s minus 6s plus 10. Combining like terms, we get 8s minus 6s, we get 2s plus 10. Finally, simplify 4 times the quantity x minus 3 minus 2 times the quantity x plus 1. Step 1 is distributive property. This time we have to distribute both the 4 and the negative 2. So 4 times x and 4 times negative 3 give us 4x minus 12. And then we have negative 2 times x and negative 2 times 1. Again, don't just distribute the 2, distribute the negative 2. So we have negative 2x and negative 2. So at this point we have 4x minus 12 minus 2x minus 2. 4x minus 2x gives us 2x. Negative 12 and negative 2 gives us negative 14. So our final answer is 2x minus 14.